Hello and welcome to Royalty Princess Josh channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you are here on today. Okay, so I want to talk about what's the difference between having a boyfriend and having a husband. Having a boyfriend and having a husband. Anytime that you enter a relationship with anybody, it is a lot of responsibility that you're taking on for one another. Okay? A lot of people say they want to be in relationships, but are you prepared to be in your relationship and to deal with everything that come along with your relationship? Okay? When you have a boyfriend, you're out dating, you're out mingling, you're out meeting people. You're out, trying to get to know one another. And it might be cool. You know what I'm saying? They might have their own place or you might have your own place. And sometimes they might come over or you might go over to their place. But, some people, they might be cool with it, cool with the little routine that they have, and that's okay. That's okay for some people for the time, but when you come to Christ, He wants us to be more united. Okay, He wants our spirits to become one. He wants us to be on a higher level than just a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And for a long time, a lot of relationships, I felt like, I wanted to be married, but it didn't play out that way. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of life. It's going to be what God wants and what God allows. When you have a husband, that's like supposed to be forever, until death do you part. You're going to take vows in front of God. You're going to take it seriously. You're going to cover one another. You're going to pray for one another. When you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they can kick it with you for a few days and then go home or call up the next female and kick it a few more days with them. So it's a difference when you have stability versus when you don't have stability. And a lot of times people enter relationships and they don't communicate properly about their expectations and what they expect and what they want and their emotions and their feelings towards one another. So, sometimes people be in long relationships and they feel like they don't really have to step up to the plate and marry you because they pretty much feel like they have everything that will pretty much consist of a marriage as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So why even do all the paperwork and spend money on that? I've heard people tell me that before. To each his own, but like I said, it's a difference from my own personal experience having a boyfriend and having a husband. When you have a husband, you have somebody that you're going to build with. You have somebody that's going to cover you full time and at all times. And when unexpected things happen and occur, they could cover you and vice versa. And it's just a team. You got to be a team player when you marry. You know what I'm saying? You can't be selfish. You can't be stubborn. Even though we going to have our days, you know what I'm saying? When you argue, you got to make up as soon as possible. You can't hold grudges, even though probably one, if not both of you will when you married. You got to be able to bring something to the table. You know, you can't allow all the finances to be on one person. You got to be respectful. And most importantly, both parties got to love God. They got to keep God in the center, in the middle at all times, you know. And some days you might feel like you want to pull all your hair out with your significant other when you married. But all in all, marriage has kept me safe. Marriage has really, really taught me so much about myself, taught me so much about my husband, taught me so much, you know, about my children, about my family, about others. I waited 7 years to get married, and I went through a lot of frustration. And it shouldn't have even been that way, but I went through a lot, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, through prayer and meditation, God allowed us to get married, and it has been beautiful. It has been a learning experience. We wouldn't want to have it no other way. You know what I'm saying? I think that the longer that you become married, you start looking like your partner or your significant other. You start to mirror them. You start to smile like them. You start to glow like them. You know, and it's just very, very special when two people come into agreement to love each other for life and to be there for each other and to just love with real compassion and love and to hold you down and to be able to stand by your side. And, you know, when the world is against you, you have someone to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. So, you know, marriage life is beautiful. You hear a lot of people say, man, I ain't never getting married. Man, I ain't getting married. You know, and I just laugh because they have to go to God for their partner and significant other. You know, some people, you know, try to play love connection or hook up people. But that's a risk and that's a gamble. And I got a lot to say about that too, about when people be trying to hook up other people with people. You know what I'm saying? You better wait on God. That's my opinion on that. So, you know, pray for your person, pray for your significant other. Don't give up on them if y'all have differences. Stay the course if you love that person. Hold that person down, you know, especially if they holding you down. Give grace when people mess up, okay, because everything will not be perfect in a marriage. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, a lot or small, you know, it's just going to be a lot because we all handle pressure differently. So I am amazed by God because what I could not do, God did. And that's how I became married, because I couldn't do it without the Lord. I was finna pull all my hair out. I love y'all. Until the next video, okay? God bless you. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And tell a friend. Until the next video. Later.